All right, so we are gonna do a few things today. The majority of it is gonna be web application security assessment, right? We are gonna do a little bit of code analysis as well. So I just want you to have a little bit of exposure to what we're talking about today. And with that, we will need to use Kali Linux. It's probably the easiest for these things, but there are tools that are Windows based that you can use. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to, let me stop share on my laptop real quick. And then I'll share from here. Okay. Second. I want to make sure I have the lab document. Okay, so we're gonna require to use Kali Linux. You would go to the link here, and it's gonna take you to Kali downloads, and you're gonna get the virtual machine, and we're gonna use the VirtualBox one. Okay, so I recommend using Chrome to download, otherwise you're going to run into issues with extraction. So once you download, it's gonna come down with the zip folder like this. You're gonna right click, show more options, go to 7-zip, extract files. That's gonna take a few minutes for it to extract, and you're gonna have a folder like this. Okay. Don't go in and double click because it's gonna run the default virtual machine settings, which only have 2 gig of RAM. You want it to beef it up to 8 gig of RAM, so that way it's going to be faster, right? So we're going to open up VirtualBox. You can type in VirtualBox to open up the application. On the application, if you want to add the virtual machine, click Add. Then browse to the Downloads folder. Make sure we open up the unzipped, not the zip one, the extracted folder. It's subfolder. And then open up your Kali VBox file. I already have it. Once you have that loaded, we're going to go into settings. Check your system and make sure that we have 8 gig of RAM, because by default it's only 2 gig. And for quad core, at least quad core. So you want to give it a little bit more time anytime that you do vulnerability assessment, analysis, or anything like that. Your virtual machine needs to be a little faster. So since we have 16 core, we can spare 4 for this. Once you have that set up, then we can click start. And so here's my Kali VM. We're gonna log in using Kali. Now to test web application, the easiest one that you can practice with is your DVWA, which is an application that is vulnerable, damn vulnerable web app. So we can just download the package for that. Okay, so I already logged into Kali. You're gonna open up your terminal by clicking the square here. We're gonna zoom in a little bit so we can see. Before you start anything in Linux, we need to update, right? Sudo apt update. It asks for password, just put in Kali. This is gonna take, depending on how old your Kali is, but for the one that you just download, it's gonna take maybe a few minutes. It also depends on connection and the update server as well, but in general, it should be okay. So once your update is done, we're gonna install DVWA, right? So if you want, you can copy and paste into the virtual machine so you don't have to type. And I already installed it earlier, so you're good.
Yeah, I had to do that too on my other side
Yeah.
for my final.
Oh, okay. So we are already at the newest version. But it might take you a few minutes to install DVWA. And then once you have that, you're gonna start it. So damn vulnerable web app dash start. Oops, one dash, not two dash start. So once you hit this, it's gonna ask you for the password. So you can say Kali. And if it works, it opens up the web application. Me too. Okay. Okay. So all we have to do is, make sure the package is there and then run the application so we can test. And you can use this for SQL injection testing and other things. So, you can look at their tutorial, their instructions on how to use. So once we start that, open up another terminal, right? Because your terminal is occupied by the DVWA. So just click open up another terminal. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the splint part, which is your static coast testing, your SAST. So we're gonna do sudo apt install splint. If you're not sure it's there, you can also, find the version number to if you think it's there. Ask for the password. And it says that if you don't have it installed, go through the installation. I think I tested the lab right before class, so Splint is installed and it's not upgrading anything, right? I put a link here for you. So if you want, you can read about it later. So this is a way that we can test C programs. Many things are written in C, including libraries, right? C libraries are very common. So while Python is a very beautiful language that's convenient, easy to use, it still uses a lot of the C library. Especially when we work with like data analytics or even in security. When you're doing like import OS as a module in Python, let's say the OS it allows us to use like operating system time and other things. So if you want like, if you want to do a random generator, you got to incorporate that. You got to seed it with system time so you can use OS library that way. OS is actually written in C, right? But it works with Python. So there are a lot of libraries that are used by other languages that are written in C. C is very common. C also is used in microcontroller and other systems. So it's very good to kind of understand how to work with C. I borrow someone's C program, so that's what we're gonna be doing now. So Splint, you can use it with lint, and I think I did a couple exercises in my other classes with slint and pylint. Pylint is for Python, and then slint you can use it for also testing standard lint. So once we install, we're gonna clone the program. So we're gonna do a git clone. Were you able to get it started? Oh, is it telling you the? you have to say yes to install. So up arrow to repeat that command. Say yes. So you have to update. You gotta run the update. Without update, if you don't run update, it's not gonna install anything. I saw his, okay, hold on, let me check his repo real quick. Mm. Have this there. Let me see if it'll just let me download. Hold on a second. Oh, let me see. It's not letting you download. Okay. So what you can do is you can just go and download it, right? If it doesn't let you download the repo, perhaps I put in something wrong with the command, but you can take this website inside your VM, right? Open your browser, which already open the tab, and then you can go to the repo. The programs are here. You just click on the program, and then you can just click download. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to check my, sorry. So on your, I think when you run into here, you're gonna get into the issues with the git clone command. You can take the URL for step 20 I'll highlight it. So I'm gonna come back and fix it. You go here. You open up the tab for the browser. You visit inside the VM, okay? Then you're gonna see the C programs. Click on it. And then you can just click download. So I have two of the same, and then go back. You just need a couple. Any C program will do. You don't have to get it from this person, but if you find another C program online, you can just test it, right? So the whole point is to run the test so you can have that experience. This is just like an easy program where it, variable 10, and then it just, if X is 10, it's gonna print. So, and C uses printf instead of for C++ that C in, C out, right? C out for the output. Anyway, so you need a couple of the C program. It doesn't matter if you get it from here or another place. There's a ton on GitHub. Then what you're gonna do is you are going to do, so we want, because you download it, you gotta see, I think it's under download, right? Let me check. Yep. So if you do the git clone, it's gonna clone to home, but if you download it, you have to do CD downloads. CD downloads. Okay. And then once you're in downloads, then you can access the file. Otherwise, you're gonna get an error. Okay. So I have to do CD downloads. And I did an LS, so I know that I have a couple of the C file here, because if you do the splint on the outside, it's gonna say it cannot find the file. Then we're gonna do a splint and the file name, sp1.c. There's only one warning, because the program is super simple. So if you use a more complex program, you can also find like a library that you can download and you can test it, right? The whole point is to learn how to use it with the C program. And then we are going to do it with the strict. And then the file name. So it'll be sp1.c. Now, if you're doing C++, you just got to make sure that it is a tool for C++, and it's going to be .cpp. There are tons for C++. Now, when you're doing a strict, you would see that, it is giving you more information, so it evaluates with more rules. Okay? And it tells you there are 4 warnings. Let me try to find on here. Hmm? The what?
The command that you put, replace the word fuzz. Right?
But this is the link though. This is the URL.
Yeah.
You,
But you're supposed to replace like the part that you're fuzzing with the word fuzzing.
but it would still work. I know, but it still work with root though. So you're saying it should be fuzz here?
Yep.
Okay, we'll try that. Thanks. Okay, so we did the splint. You should be able to see the warnings, take the screenshot, right? We saw the strict, it has a little bit different, so you can try it with the second file or another file. Now for the web app, we already started the DVWA. So on here, I can come back here and let me close. I was trying to find another C file, but you can try that outside. So here's my web app. Now, if you notice on here, we have different features to this web app, right? Like can log in, can test, and you know, so damn vulnerable web app. So we started that. And then what we're gonna do is, because Wapiti is an auditing tool for web application, it's gonna do the scan and try to inject the data so it acts as a fuzzer. So we're gonna do the help option, and then we just need to put in the URL for our web app, which is this right here. We're locally hosting it, so this is the address. Okay. So once we start the damn vulnerable web app, we open up the terminal. So you can come back here and you can do CD to come back to your home. And then you are going to do wapiti -H. And this is just a help option, right? And the help option, it tells you a lot about how you can use it. So we are going to use the -U, which is the URL. And if you want other things, like you can use it with proxy, with cookies, you know, and so on. Okay. So for our command, we're going to use the URL to our web application that is vulnerable, and it's locally hosted. Okay. So here it's gonna go for a little bit. It says it's launching the module, right? And you can let it run for a while, and you can open up another terminal and be able to, you know, do other things. Because we have quad core, we're able to use other core for other things, right? So, but it does say, it does give you a little bit of information off the bat. Like CSP is not set. I talk a little bit about this in the ethical hacking class. And then content options. So the policy for it, content security policy is not set on this particular web application. Yeah, so go to the URL. No, just copy this URL. On the right side. You need to do it for two. Okay. So let it run for a little bit, and then you can always do Control-C to cancel, right? Okay, so once you have the report running for a little bit, now I'm gonna try, let me see. Stop, attack process was interrupted. And you're gonna do R for report. So when you press Control C, then you have to type in the capital R to see the report information. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep going for a while, right? And it tells you that it did receive some error because we cancel it. And then it's gonna launch the next module. So it's gonna keep going one module to the next, right? Basically, it's running a Python code and trying to attack and so on. So you can quit by typing Q. So if you don't have yet the file for path for the report, then it's fine, right? But if you let it run for a while, it's gonna give you the file path and then you can screenshot it, but just give me the screenshot for the output and it will tell you the vulnerability in your web application. It should display it or you put it into the report. Now, when you do a queue, put with that report so you don't have the report. But if you want to stop and generate a report, you can type in the R. Let me try that again. So let me do this. And then it's running, right? And you can do this and type in the baby R, the small R. Now this scan takes a while because, you know, it puts in arbitrary data into the application. So it's gonna launch many different modules within as an application. So wapiti does take a lot of resources. So you see, so it's launching different module one at a time. So generating different requests and then whether to see if it works or not. So it does credential testing in the last one. And trying different username and login. So. And then with that, you can also do wfuzz. So we can let that one run for a little bit, right? Open up another terminal. And then we're gonna install wfuzz. I think this one is already installed on Kali. So if it's already installed, it might ask you for update and you can say yes to update. And it's gonna take a couple minutes. So mine is already at the latest version. And then we're going to try this. So Joseph said to put in the fuzz.
I think that will have the same. You close the pages, so the other one still doesn't work. Second one.
Yeah, it should be brute. Because it's the page. See if it's just you take out the brute and see if it works. Fatal exercise bad usage, you must specify the URL. Let me check. So when you look at the URL, so this is our DVWA, right? We would go brute force. If we click on this. Yeah, I think I have to end this guy. Otherwise it's hanging the service. Okay, so this one. Let's copy that URL just in case. And vulnerabilities. Did I put that vulnerability? I just tested it earlier and it worked. Pretty sure you have to restart DVWA again. Because the other assessment might have taken it down. So let me see. Like I tested this multiple times earlier. It worked. How can it not be working now? It's just saying URL is not found. Possible it's because error in the URL. Bad usage, you must specify the URL. So let me go grab the URL. Is this the yeah, see? It should show like this. There's a period. So let me rerun this with the period to see if it works. Yeah, because the U is not changed. It shows as an underscore, so it did not find it earlier. Username, admin, and password is fuzz. Space. Yep. Period space. It's missing. In quotation mark after the word fuzz. It works. It should work.
Spaces before the quotation.
Oh, I'm trying to see. Yeah, now see, I think it's doing something with the, because it should highlight it though. You see how on the other, my other terminal is. Space, quotation. You have to type it. I don't think you can copy and paste it. That part, admin equal password. See how it changes the color? Equal fuzz. Period, space, quotation. Oh no, period and quotation and then dash U. And so your U should be green. If you don't have that, it's not gonna work. And the username and password, it needs to be like tan or yellow. The command is correct. It's just, oh, I might be just missing the period here. But the symbol, you have to type it because I think it's just the placement in the command. So once you have it, it should highlight like this section. And then the option should be in green. And that should work. Because I tested it here. It's proof here. Yeah. It should show like this. So what it does is it just generate requests. And if you're getting a response code like 200, 200 means it's okay. Like it's responding, right? It's receive and it's okay. So it's giving this payload. Yeah, so for the wfuzz, make sure that we type in after the D instead of copy and paste it, because otherwise it doesn't interpret the symbol. And then after fuzz, put a period, no space, quotation, then space, under dash U, and then the URL. Okay, so after that, you should see the result for this, right? And it would take a while. It might just keep on going. So the longer that you have it, it's gonna give you, at the end, it tells you how many requests it generated, how long that it took, and then here are the request lists. So we got 200 for all of the requests. that was generated. So what can we conclude with that? Our web app is able to receive any arbitrary data. That's probably not good. So cross-site scripting is probably an issue. Injection is an issue. So we use it with an injection textless, right? Yeah, it could inject anything, so injection is gonna be an issue.
Yeah, did it crash?
Hmm?
Did it do crash?
No, it didn't crash. We're not crashing it. It's only 125 requests. Why would it crash?
Wasn't you're trying to get it crashed?
No, we're not crashing it. We just wanted to see if it receives data, arbitrary data. wfuzz just, it injects, you see the payload that it puts in? So any arbitrary data it's able to receive and respond okay. And might not even. It's probably not gonna be. How it's running all of the modules, then you gotta keep doing it. Stop. But you can also do, quit, right, too. I mean, yeah, so on now, like, you know, you're gonna do that for after all the module and then it will then it gives you some kind of report, but you have to let it run because it's so short that you have to do it. So you can skip that one and just go to the next. I just want you to know how to use, just screenshot it. Okay, any question with this? So we saw that it receives any data, and then we would answer those questions. Okay, so after that, we are gonna answer the questions, take a screenshot, interpret how that response code would mean for the DVWA, and then answer these questions. So when I'm done, right, I just shut it down.